Hey guys, it's Jodie Flavel here, Jodie Flavel Art, and welcome to today's folk artsy video. A little peek here of what I'm going to be showing you, and it's a new style for me, and I'm going to show you now how I did it. So there's been some changes since I last saw you all. I have moved from South Yorkshire to a little market town called Harrogate in North Yorkshire, and I'm in the process of opening up my own shop, which I'm very excited about. But for now, it's kind of all a little bit crazy. I'm having to work in here while also doing the shop, so things are a little bit upside down, but I'm in a new location and I'm very excited about it. So my little dog's here to be a shop dog, and he says hello. Say hi, Buster. Hi. So I have this blanket box here. I've painted it before. I didn't really have it up for sale, to be honest. I've just been using it as storage for myself. But I want to give it a new look. It's looking kind of crazy because I've sanded off some transfers off here, but I promise it's really, really smooth. I'm going to use a colour today that I haven't ever really used much, called Nautical. I don't know how old this paint jar is. It could even be one of the first I ever got, because it's not one that I've really used. Anyway, it's quite a lovely deep blue colour. It needs some stirring. Obviously you can see it's separated a little bit, but that's fine. I can give it a stir to combine it again. To start with, I've got my Dixie Belle roller here, just a little roller, and I'm gonna just roll a couple of coats on.
All of the paints I am using today will be down in the description, but this paint is from the Dixie Belle Silk Mineral Paint range. It's called Nautical, and it's great because it has a bleed through blocker and also a tough as nails top coat. So I'm just going to put on 2 coats of this over the blanket box.
Alright, so the nautical colour is on now. It's on the box. And what I want to do now is I'm going to attempt some folk art.
The first thing that I did was grab some chalk and I decided to map out my design. I did do a lot of YouTubing, Googling, Pinterest to get an idea of what kind of folk art designs are out there. But the chalk was great because it meant that I wasn't committing to anything. I could make mistakes and just rub it right off. I can change things, and it just made me feel much better about what I was doing. And this is the design that I came up with. Yeah, it was really fun, and I am now going to start colouring it in. I am continuing with the Silk Mineral Paint range here, and I will be for most of this piece. And the first colour that I used was a new colour from the Dixie Belle range called Everglades, and I coloured all of the leaves in with this colour. Well, the big leaves anyway. I then went on and used Midnight Green for the tiny leaves, and I'm also using the Dixie Belle Artist brushes. This one here, I can't remember the actual name of it, but it's the really thin one, you know, the one that you can do lots of little cute dots and details, like a detail brush. I really loved the fact that I could chalk it out first and then colour it in. It just felt like it was just like colouring in something in a colouring book or something, you know. It was really fun. Then I used a little bit of daisy, but I didn't need to actually use the daisy. I could have just used other colours from the Silk Mineral Paint range. And here I am using another new colour called, and I can't pronounce it, but I believe it's called Sequoia. And instead of using the daisy, I did change my mind and I decided to use Mojave instead. Then the white that I'm using is called Endless Shores, and I'm just doing some little dots around with this. Yeah, because I realised that folk art a lot of the time is all about these cute little dots, repeating patterns and just fun shapes. Here I'm using Endless Shores again, and I actually didn't use that many different paintbrushes for this. I just kept to the same. Well, I could have used 3. I actually used 2 of each, but you could have just used 3 and just kept rinsing it out. I brought in 2 new colours here called Harbour and Cape Current, and that's just to get like a nice sort of blend going on there, you know, so, you know, there's different shadings in colour just to give the piece like depth. And I felt like at first I was struggling with confidence with some of my brush strokes, but as time went on, I felt more and more confident about them and was just being like, you know, just a little bit more positive about my brush strokes. I believe now that I've used all of the colours I'm going to use, and here is why it's important as well to chalk it out, because you can see that I decided to change the shape of the leaves so slightly. But yeah, all of the colours now, I am just using the same colours, and you can adjust them to whatever you like. They don't have to be the exact same colours as these. You can change them. You could have, you know, red in the middle if you wanted to, or white, whatever. That's the beauty of this. It does just feel like colouring in.
So you can see there I've made a mistake and I've just rubbed it out. It's still a bit tacky, and then I'm going to go over with some more Nautical just to hide that. Yeah, so that was a mistake. I am going to show you how I did it on that side once that's dried, but for now I'm gonna pop down here and do this bit.
So I'm often telling you guys to do things outside of your comfort zone, and this is definitely outside of mine. But I promise when you do these things, yes, it's a little bit more challenging, but it's so gratifying.
Okay, what has happened to my face? I've painted my face again. Nice. And my hands. And just everything, really. So I hope you can hear me. I've just realised I've got the fan heater on. It's dark outside now, look. So that's going to be my shop window for anybody that's interested. It's a nice display, but it's very messy. Everything's messy at the moment. But because I'm working as well as trying to get the shop ready. But anyway, so this is what it's looking like so far. I've coloured that in and I just need to wait for that to dry, but I'm going to wait until the morning now to do that piece. Okay, it's morning and the next day, and the fan is on again, so I'm sorry if you can hear that, but it's freezing. Yeah, so it's time to fix up the bit that I needed to do last night.
I like to put these mistakes in my videos because I want to show you guys that everybody has to start something somewhere. We all have to be a beginner at some point before we become an expert at anything. And even when you do feel like, yes, I finally cracked it, it doesn't always mean things don't go wrong. So it's fine. You know, when we're on social media, we see all these images of things looking perfect and pretty, and we just sort of assume that person might be naturally talented or that person got there overnight, but that's not true. For a lot of us, we have to put in the work. We're not naturally talented, or we might have a bit of talent, but we have to work to get where we are. So I like to show my mistakes because that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm doing something that I don't feel like I know very well, that I've never really done before, and I don't want to go out onto social media looking like, you know, yes, I'm amazing, I know exactly how to do this. So I just like to be honest about that with you guys.
Okay, so behind me I have the finished piece. I'm going to show it you in a second, but if you enjoyed this video, then please remember to give it a like and a comment to support my channel. That'd be yeah, really appreciated. And yeah, it's a fun project. I have like a whole new respect for people who can paint and make this look effortless, because the symmetry, the brush strokes, you know, it's, yeah, it was more challenging than what I thought it would be. I've definitely got like things I can learn about it more, but yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and I'm going to show it you now, so